Hello there, niblings. I'm Eklinaar.
And I'm Faye. Let's play Knights of the Old Republic, episode 49.
Alright, so like I said last time, I'm going to spend most of this episode chatting with companions, which I've really been ignoring. So, Faye, is there a companion you want to start with? There's...
Zalbar.
Zalbar? Okay.
Yes, tell me about all your feelings.
Is there an option here you want to pick?
Nope.
Yeah, I guess most of Zalbar's storyline plays out on Kashyyyk.
Okay.
Okay. Who else do you want to talk to?
I don't know.
There's Juhani.
Who's that?
Juhani?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she nice?
Yeah.
Good.
She's got a bit of a tortured past.
Oh.
How may I
Sounds
be
like
of
fun.
assistance to you, Padawan?
I'm not a Padawan anymore. Am I? Pretty sure I'm not. Didn't they make me a knight?
I don't know, I wasn't there for that.
I thought they made me a knight.
What is it you would like to speak to me about? Well, I suppose I have not talked very much about the Jedi I met back home. They, all of them, were so very invigorating.
That's mean.
That is mean. Don't be mean to her.
No,
They were so very alive, so full of hope and energy and zeal. In retrospect, I can see it was a little bit tragic. Well, yes. These Jedi were going to fight the Mandalorians just after they had invaded. Many of those Jedi perished in the fighting, but to us, they seemed invincible. Especially their leader, who they talked about all the time. Paragons of light and justice, sweeping away all iniquity before them. It was like looking at gods.
That second one?
yeah.
I know that. I was using poetic license. But those Jedi, they were enthralling. Everyone wanted just to touch them. Some people thought it would bring them luck. Not that the peace they brought lasted very long. The Jedi left. The people grew complacent. Those who had been wronged saw their chance at revenge. And so the cycle continues. The oppressed become the new generation of oppressors. The human oppressed, that is. The non-humans were never treated well in any case. We felt the brunt of both administrations. Of course it was. They took their frustrations and hates out on us because the people they wanted had already fled or were too well protected. But no one looks out for the injustices we suffered. Oh no, but I am sorry. I should not have outbursts like that.
No, you're justified. It's okay. I think you should give her the last one.
No, it is not. Anger can lead to the dark side, and I must be ever careful that I do not fall back into those ways. I thank you for your support. My outburst was uncalled for, but you did not lash back at me. You are a much better Jedi than I, it would seem. But let us not speak more of this now. We should continue on our journey. Perhaps later we will talk again.
Maybe you're just a less traumatized Jedi than she is.
We'll see.
Yes. What is it? I have been bothered by something of late.
Oh yeah, I forgot that when you're going through their backstories, you can talk to them again and they have something new to say. So I should do the same with Zalbar. Although, like I said, I think most of Zalbar's has been worked out already.
Okay.
I never told you where I came from, did I? Where I grew up as a child? I suppose I was trying to deny what I was feeling.
Isn't that the Jedi way?
I think she came to the Order quite a bit older.
Okay.
Like as a teen or something like that, or a young adult.
I have been wrestling with my feelings inside, trying to come to terms with it, but I find I cannot. I must have someone to blame. Someone to blame for the destruction of my homeworld. Someone who is responsible for the death of everyone I have ever known, except those on Dantooine. Taris. It was Taris that the Sith destroyed to try to kill you and your precious Bastilla. Taris, my homeworld.
Oh.
If it were not for you and Bastilla, the Sith would have never had reason to destroy that world. It was your fault for being there, and your fault for rescuing Bastilla. Without your intervention, the Sith would have had no cause to lay waste to my childhood.
These responses are great.
Just let me vent my anger. I need someone to blame. Something. Anything. I hated that world. Yet everything I learned as a child, I learned there. It is as much a part of me as the air I breathe. I have this ache inside me, where all my childhood memories lay, and I find your face there with them. If it was not for you, that world would still exist.
Have you considered blaming the Sith?
Yeah. What do you think I should say?
I'm torn between 1 and 3.
Yeah, me too.
I should go with 3.
I know. I suppose I realized that. But it is so hard to lose your entire past. You would not understand.
Wouldn't I?
Considering that my character has amnesia and can't remember anything beyond a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose it will. As long as we remain focused on our task, it will. I am sorry. I will try not to distract you in the future with my trivial experiences. We should stop for now. Yes. What is it? I was remembering Taris. No, it's all right. I think I am over the worst of it. I apologize again for lashing out at you. It was not your fault. It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford.
I think you should do number 2.
And of course, there was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, a rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived, and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human. The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order, the one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians, she was human. I am sorry. I am getting away from my point, if there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris, but then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today. Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic, to save the galaxy, if we can. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Yes.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds. KotOR was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran. They swooped down from space across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed. We were not members of the Republic. KotOR was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it. My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die. Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
So the idea behind the way these are broken up is that they're like level gated, and when you get to certain levels, they'll unlock another one. And so You can talk to them like as you're playing through the game and get a new one every level or so. But I haven't been doing them at all, so we're getting almost all of them at once.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Terrace. It was not easy for her. When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day. She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Terrace. They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians. The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream. I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then. I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you, but for now, let us keep on the task at hand.
Can we give her a hug?
It would be nice.
How may I be of assistance to you,
I don't think
Padawan?
that's coded into the game, unfortunately.
What is it you would like to speak to me about? I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. I am not used to such unbiased acceptance from one who is nearly a stranger to me. We KotOR do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine, I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate. Yes, it was. I find it difficult to speak of those things. I do not want to live that way ever again. And here, it seems different. It is warming. I feel almost welcome. Needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you. Yes, and that is my point. I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I am used to. Just thank you for accepting me. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Okay, so she's out of things to talk about now.
Of course. If there is anything else, I am here to help.
Oh yeah, Zalbar's not in here. So. Yeah, he's saying the same stuff as before.
Okay.
Okay, so anyone else you want to talk to?
I don't know who most of these people are.
Okay, well, I think T3 is not in here either. Let's see if T3 has anything to say. Alright then.
He's a sassy robot.
He is. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. You can ask several of your companions to make things. Zalbar makes grenades, T3 makes spikes. Just every now and then. Alright, so I think our other options are... There's nobody in here. There's Karth and Bastila, who both have quite a lot to say. There's...
What about Jolie?
There's Jolie. There's Canderous.
I thought we were
and
skipping Canderous.
HK.
Statement.
Oops.
HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
Here. Oop.
As you...
And then there's
the
Mission.
creepy shooting man robot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's Mission. So... Although I think we may have finished Mission's storyline as well.
It looks like you have.
Because we found her brother.
Yeah.
Hey there, what can I do for you? No problem. Just so happens I've got one here I've been working on. Here you go. I'll just add it to our inventory. Anything else you need? Don't worry. I won't let the search for Griff get in the way of what we're doing. Let's just get back to the task at hand. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah.
Okay, have it your way.
So we're pretty much done with her backstory. So yeah, what's left is Jolie and HK and Canderous, who we're probably going to skip because I don't know. Canderous's backstory just isn't. It's just every single one is just, oh, I fought in this awesome battle, and I fought in that awesome battle, and I fought in this awesome battle.
Okay,
And,
Canderous,
yeah.
go back to the gym now.
HK is funny just because his delivery is funny, but I mean, he's an assassin droid. And then Bastila and Karth are kind of emo.
Let's have some assassin droid comic relief, shall we?
Sure. I just remembered I had picked up more crystals and don't know that I ever equipped them. The sigil crystal is probably pretty good. Interesting. This one has a higher attack bonus, but its bonus damage, I think, only applies to droids, if I'm reading that correctly.
Huh.
And then the Great Dragon Pearl is awesome, because it's the +3. Alright, well that's fine. Here's Bastila's, which is a... I could give Bastila a sigil. The diamond is a +3. What about... I think the green one... I can't remember which one is Juhani's. Actually, let me... Oh, it's not going to let me... Oh, there. Here we go. Okay, yeah, Jolie's is the green one. Juhani's is the purple one. Let's look at Juhani's. Juhani's got the KotOR, which is +1 and keen. And the Opila, which is bonus to damage and critical hits. Yeah, so she's got the make critical hits better stuff on there, yeah. Yeah, actually, I think I want to upgrade Bastila's from the Rubat to the Sigil. Yeah. And I've still got a Sigil on mine. And let's see. I think, what is this? A diamond. That's pretty good. I'm thinking about putting this one, the Genrax. Yeah. I guess it's not space French.
Oh my gosh, that would be too much.
Yeah, I'm thinking about replacing the Rubat with the Genrax, because it has that deflection boost, which means he would take fewer blaster shots. And he tends to just sit in the back using force powers anyway. So.
Okay. Well, I will tell you that that's not French.
Okay. Good to know. Is there anyone else I wanna... I mean, these are just... There's not a lot to pick from with these. You just have mods. Yeah, got all the... Okay. Well, it's time to stop this episode, actually. So we'll pick up next time and do some more companion chatting. It's taking longer than I thought it would.
Okay.
All right. Tune in next time, Niblings.
May the force be with you.